An extraordinary escalation this morning between President Trump and the federal courts. The Trump administration appealing overnight after a judge threatened criminal contempt against them, saying officials ignored his order to turn around deportation flights headed to El Salvador last month. Judge James Boasberg writing, "The Constitution does not tolerate willful disobedience of judicial orders." The judge writing, "Contempt proceedings will start if those hundreds of Venezuelan migrants don't get a chance to legally challenge their removal." The clash coming just hours after another federal judge chastised the administration for ignoring a Supreme Court ruling to facilitate the return of a man mistakenly deported to a notorious prison in El Salvador. Kilmar Abrego Garcia was removed from the U.S. because of what the Justice Department called an administrative error.
If he ever ends up back in the United States, he would immediately be deported again.
The Justice Department also releasing documents in an attempt to show Abrego Garcia is a violent gang member, pointing to a 2019 report from Maryland police that linked him to MS-13. His lawyer and family have denied any gang affiliation, and he's never been charged with any crime. The administration also releasing this, showing his wife requested a restraining order in 2021. She now says in a statement that she acted out of caution after surviving domestic violence in a previous relationship. Maryland Senator Democrat Chris Van Hollen traveling to El Salvador to press for Abrego Garcia's release, saying officials there denied his request to meet with him.
This is simply about letting him have his day in court.
As for what's next here, the government is facing deadlines in both of those deportation cases within the next week, as we're also waiting for responses from the appeals courts for more on where this goes next. Savannah.
All right, Hallie, and while I still have you, there are also signs the White House battle with Harvard is potentially ramping up. What's the latest there?
Yeah, and a couple of different fronts here. First, you've got some new reports today that the IRS is considering revoking Harvard's tax-exempt status. That's according to the New York Times, citing multiple sources. The president has publicly threatened to do just that. And now you have the Department of Homeland Security warning that the university could lose the ability to enroll international students if it doesn't meet new requirements on reporting records of some visa holders. A Harvard spokesperson tells NBC News this morning that the university stands by its statement earlier this week to not surrender its independence, while saying it will comply with the law. Listen, any of these moves from the Trump administration would really be an escalation of that fight that we're seeing play out, with Harvard insisting it's not going to acquiesce to what it says amounts to a federal takeover, and the Trump administration demanding Harvard, for example, eliminate DEI programs and share hiring and administration's data. Much more on this one to come, Savannah.
All right, Hallie, thank you very much.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.